broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
People say a man is made out of mud.
Welcome to the Blacklist AfterBuzz show. No, horrible.
Not so good.
Welcome to the Blacklist AfterBuzz After Show. This is 16 tons, 15 tons.
I don't know.
How many tons? I don't know. By the Platters, the song we heard at the beginning of the episode when the Caretaker was doing his thing. I can't read it.
I can't read it.
I can't read it either.
16 tons.
16 tons! I knew it was some kind of, so many tons. Welcome to Blacklist AfterBuzz After Show. I'm Joe Braswell. I'm joined as always by the lovely Julia Cearley.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
Julia.
my friends. Hi, everybody.
Hi. We're not joined by the lovely Joe Sanfilippo, who's out on assignment. He was going to call in, couldn't call in. And you know what? I'm not mad at Joe, because Joe's had an incredible run.
He had the best run to date.
He's had an incredible run of showing up.
Really impressive.
And he was really broken up about not showing up today.
Oh, flip.
So I'm gonna let him off the hook somewhat.
Let this one slide, just ever so
publicly,
slightly.
somewhat let him off the hook.
Let's see what happens.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we'll see what happens in a month.
Yeah.
For the Blacklist, episode 15. Oh no, episode 16. I screw this up every week. The Caretaker. I'm an episode behind.
Yeah, always. At all times.
Episode 16, The Caretaker. The sort of the, I don't know what we can call it, the winter finale.
I suppose.
You know, the winter finale, and because we'll be back on April 7th.
Yep.
For the spring premiere.
Yep.
And then we'll take that all the way home to the end of the show. So we get a little break.
It's like a year-long show.
The show
It takes an entire calendar year, pretty much.
22 episodes is, it's
no
long.
joke.
It's network's not joking around. Hello to all of us that are joining us in the chat room right now. Appreciate all of you. Hello, Sylvia and Brian and Nikki S. and Rick Chin and I can't remember once Riley Dice. I don't know. Fantasy Stats Guru. All you folks, thanks for joining us. We're happy to have you here joining us live. And also, I will say, thank you for all of those who joined us. I'm sorry, who commented on us on our show last week via YouTube. We appreciate all the wonderful and kind things everyone said about my little rant I had.
Rant.
I didn't mean to be so ranty, but thank you for all your support. I'll just say it: Mike Jones and Ren and Miss MS Gold and Amanda and Mahogany 1985 and Dave 15555 and Diamond Dreamer and Francis and Ad and Jason Clark and Liza and Joanne and Rika and VF Church Musician, of course, and Janice Klein and John G 228. Hestia, of course, we love you, John. Dune, Nat Truck.
There's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. I can go on and on, but thank you anyway. All you guys, thank you. Really appreciate you guys for checking us out. And also, thank you for listening to us on iTunes. I always forget to shout out our iTunes listeners who are the bulk of our listeners are on iTunes. And I appreciate you guys checking us out and listening to us on iTunes, downloading it, listening to us. We will, especially guys like you, Steeler Craig. I hear you loud and clear, Steeler Craig, and we will get the audio and the enunciation issues worked on. The listening experience is definitely different from a watching experience, so we're going to work on that as well. So all that business is taken care of. Let's get into the show. The goddamn Caretaker.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
That guy. Number 78.
Number 78. I gotta say, I love my man Reg E. Carthy. Not Reggie, but Reg E. Carthy? Cafe?
Not completely sure, but yes.
I'm a huge Wire head. He's dope on The Wire. He was even good in that horrible Fantastic Four movie. He's just good.
He's good.
He's one of those guys who just classes up the joint.
Absolutely.
Not unlike Spader. When he shows up, he just classes up the joint.
Once again, I wish I had a little more.
And it made me realize that like the blacklisters or the blacklist is, we have the consistency of Red and Lizzie, you know what's happening there. But the blacklist is really elevated. The blacklisters are only as good as the quality of actors playing the blacklister. Sometimes the storyline may not be that great, but if it's a good quality of actor, it still can elevate it. Even Tony Shalhoub in a not such good role kind of elevated that blacklister for me.
This blacklister, the caretaker, had a little bit of advantage, though. I feel like they gave him a backstory. They gave him motivation. That he had a lot to work with, and he really rocked it.
Yeah, he rocked that character, and just in him like digging the grave and singing the old song, singing like. I forget what he was singing. It was whatever it was. It was dope, and it's just good stuff across the board. And also, we have the return of our girl Cynthia Panabaker.
Yes.
Who? Yes, more her, please.
More.
She's actually from The Wire too.
Love her.
A Wire reunion between Reggie and Cynthia Panabaker. So that was cool. She's dope. I hope she's not bad.
I don't think she is.
She can't be bad.
She can't be bad.
All right, she's too good to be bad. We definitely love more of her. She's classing up the joint.
Yeah.
So what do we learn? We have a lot to talk about. We have the secret seems to be out. The bigger shock to me, a larger shock than Katarina still being alive is that Lizzie is still mad at Red. Again, that's a shock, but it's fine. Lizzie's back upset at Red, and maybe she has a good reason this time.
Maybe.
But she's back upset with Red, which is where we don't like her.
I think. All right, I'm gonna admit this.
Okay.
I think this episode is the episode where I finally got Lizzie.
Oh,
and I finally saw her. I know.
What?
I know.
Are we hearing this, America?
I know.
Okay.
I finally think I just kind of understood. It pains my soul to say this. You all have to know this at this point. But
Speak it.
Sort of saw her as deeply flawed and desperate for love anywhere she could get it, and that her relationships, her ability to create true relationships has to be stunted at this point.
Right.
So I think that she is grasping for love anywhere that she could find it, which is why she's wishy-washy with Red, which is why she's so able to take Tom back after just the most ridiculous things ever happening to her, and why she had that moment with Cooper. It was that moment with Cooper where she said, I just really wish she was here for my wedding. It's like, who?
Yeah.
Oh,
your mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there was a
she's
little
just looking for love, that Lizzie. She just needs to be loved.
I still
Red, Tom,
have my feelings about her, but
her mom.
I was raised by a great mom and dad who were always there. I don't know what it's like.
Weren't spies.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Unless they're really good.
I agree with you. I definitely don't know. I mean, I definitely saw some. I definitely got to understand Lizzie a little more myself. I got to feel like, oh, now this makes sense. I was a little instinctively frustrated at her being mad at Red.
I often am.
But I understand it more. So
I just sort of understood it more. I think it was just that one scene. I wish she was here for my wedding. It was like, oh, you're really effed up.
Yeah.
Like, you are emotionally stunted.
I gotta reference my girl Jodie Walker from EW, because again she says she has her Lizzie moments too, and she says this more eloquently than I or maybe we can, but she's like, when I address Lizzie, Lizzie finds Red lying to her about her mother unforgivable, but seems to be pretty comfortable with entering into marriage with someone who's failed to mention that after her for a better part of a decade that he's part of some teenage sociopath spy club, and employed as her husband by a guy who secretly keeps tabs in her whole life, including the parts of life she can't remember. That's okay. Red, however, the guy repeatedly saves her life.
Okay, I hate
unforgivable.
Her again. Okay, I hate her again. It's so true.
I'm like, yes,
it's so
Jodie.
True. I'm just trying to wrap my head around why this character is making these choices, and this is the conclusion thus far that I have come to. The only way that I can sleep at night. Right.
So we got some things to address. We have Tom, and Tom, what Tom's what he's doing with this wedding and his trying to protect keep his spy cover intact, or whatever he's doing. I don't say if he's good or bad, but if he's reckless, or I don't know, whatever Tom is or isn't. We have in Lizzie, they're keeping the baby. We have the big thing, which is the secret that Red's keeping that we don't know, that Dimbe keeps saying, you know. What's his line? I forget his line. It's something.
If the universe wants her to know, that one?
No, the one
or
that
no.
She deserves to know the truth. Yes, that's it. Again, Jodie Walker. Last time I quote Jodie Walker, but it's from the EW. She says that may be the new drinking game of the Blacklist. Every time Dimbe says she deserves to know the truth. And,
Drink.
Yeah, they got Dimbe a couple lines, and even though, like the nice, like eloquent, the universe wants her to know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and Red's like, watch the road, Dimbe.
Well, Dembe sees it from a different point of view. You know,
Sure.
he sees it kind of from, he's on the inside, but he's on the outside looking in, and he sees all these elements sort of crumbling.
He sees the whole board.
Yeah, he sees these elements crumbling in Red's hands a little bit, and things starting to unravel.
Yeah.
And so maybe he's the guy to listen to.
Ironically, the only guy who really has the full picture, the only guy that we know in this entire show, you know, save maybe Mr. Kaplan, who has the entire full picture, because Lizzie's only seen it from her perspective.
Yeah.
Red knows everything, but is still clearly seeing it from his perspective. Dimbe is looking at both. I'm like, I know you, Red, and I know Lizzie, and I'm looking at the whole thing, and she deserves to know.
And Red's at a point where he's probably making decisions based on fear and emotion, and Dembe is not.
Do you think he's making decisions based on fear and emotion? Is there a little self-preservation there?
All of it.
Okay.
All of it.
So we have to deal with that and whatever the hell is in the letter, whatever the hell's going on there. And then and we got some little teeny side plots about Charlene and Cooper and of course Aram and Navabi.
Aram is the best.
But first let's get into just wipe through the the caretaker.
Okay.
As a character and as a blacklister. So you know, so as I know this, he's number 78, 9. Okay, 78. So the caretaker is a guy who is in charge of keeping the secrets of presidents and criminals and everyone else, and he's an airtight way of keeping these secrets
For generations.
He's a third generation character. See, I love this shit. This is the kind of shit I love.
Yes.
This is like comic book origin or like Bond movie stuff. Like, for 3 generations I've kept us caretakers have watched over. I'm like, yeah, give it to me, Reggie.
Great idea.
Give it to me. Yeah, 3 generations I've kept secrets safe. I love all that stuff. So he sold the hell out of that, by the way. So they've kept the secret safe, and then he has what seems like a pretty foolproof way of, you know, the whole pneumatic tube system.
I was obsessed with the tube system. I heart it like nobody's business. I want it to be true.
I mean, there's the steampunk in both of us that loves the whole pneumatic tube.
Loved it.
Like that's a way to our heart. Pneumatic tubes.
Loved it.
The sentence that there's a pneumatic tube system that runs throughout the city. Like, you and I are both like, ding! I don't know why we both think that we have the same sensibilities. I too thought that's really cool.
Loved it.
And I know it's somehow true.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
I'm willing it to be so.
I want to, you know, I want to be like in a pneumatic tube and like, like the Jetsons
Remember
or something.
those ATMs
Yeah.
that had the tubes too? That was my favorite thing when I was a kid.
So yeah, anyway, so he's got this elaborate, you know, pneumatic tube system and a way to get the information back and forth, and then of course he keeps the information and he buries it, and that was cool.
Not just buries it in the buried bodies.
In the
like,
body.
Embeds it in the cadavers
Right.
themselves and then buries that. Genius and gross.
Right, and then he's got the ledger, of course.
Ledger.
Yeah.
I also like that everything is done in hard copy in this episode.
Yeah.
Everything through the tubes, hard copy. Everything, his ledger, handwritten.
You know, it's not dissimilar from a lot of
That
Red's.
speaks to me who can't even drop a pen. I was like, oh yes, hard copy.
Not dissimilar from a lot of like Red's associates who, and Red, there's a lot of ledgers. A lot of ledgers, a lot of like books and stuff. So, you know, I mean, everyone has I think the Jinn had a ledger. I mean, everyone has a ledger.
Jinn had a ledger, of course.
Everyone's got a ledger.
I like it.
We need a ledger. You have a ledger.
Well, look
your
at this
pad.
thing. This is Hannibal. This is
you got
this
a
is
full
Blacklist.
ledger.
This is True Detective. I have ledgers.
200 hours of podcast notes there.
Yes, it's true.
Get your hands on Jules' ledger.
No one can see my secrets.
So foolproof system. He is for some reason now letting these secrets out. We see an opening scene where we see someone getting taken over by the I think it's Chinese government. Was it in China? And then another scene where they stop someone here from being abducted or being taken. Right, the Chinese guy they brought in. to the post office.
That was Addison Wen, who employed the caretaker.
Got it.
To keep his secret in case he was indicted or persecuted for the murder, for the assassination, but he wasn't. He was scot-free.
Right.
But the information came out anyway, and that's what sort of alerted Red to there's a leak somewhere in the caretaker's foolproof system.
Right. We then find out that the caretaker is doing this after we get the cool scene of him, burying the bodies and find his system, and after Wrestler and Navabi and the tag team seems to be like with them at all times. They have to. The tag team is there, and they're badasses. So they find the caretaker, they bring him in, they find out that his system is foolproof. He's only releasing the names himself by direction of this mysterious person who's taken his daughter and doing unspeakable things to them or her. And so that was that. We later find out that after Red does some Red methods to trace the van and figure some things out. He finds out first about the pneumatic tube system because he knows the guy Hugo, who's keeping up this.
I guarantee we will see again.
Yes.
He was just too good.
He was cool. And then we also found my man with the cool chop shop, the cool pimp my ride.
Yep.
Chop shop, where he's making the armored van doors. Yep. So we get that guy. That leads them to track down the van, and which ultimately leads to the daughter and the hostage.
Yes,
the daughter and the hostage taker, which we find out the daughter is the mastermind, which I kind of figured out on my own. We find out that that's her real brother. We find out that the caretaker had got her when she was young and sort of kept her. It felt like it was a malicious thing against her will, but he really sold it to say he was trying to save her and love her. So it's all
he saved her from an abusive father,
right? And
then just sort of took her because why not? Because he had lost his wife and unborn child. He was sad. He's a caretaker after all,
right? And so
he had to have someone to pass this down to.
He is the caretaker, and so
he needed to create a new generation,
right? And all of that storyline in and of itself was really cool, and I really wish that the caretaker wasn't a blacklister to be taken down. I wish the caretaker to be someone that was more of an asset to Red that we would see again, because I really like his character. But
well, it's not to say that we won't see him again.
Right.
I mean, even though Cooper has the ledger, well, Red has the ledger. He
right.
just said he was borrowing
the ledger,
so he'll give it back.
Right, because Red was a client of the caretaker.
But maybe they won't expose all the secrets. They had that little scuffle between Navabi and Wrestler, where he called her naive when she wanted to expose all the secrets.
That's not all he called her. Later in the episode, but go ahead.
But maybe they'll sort of keep it close to the chest, not expose it,
right?
And just sort of keep him as an asset to them, the FBI.
Yeah, and Cooper said, he's been around long enough. He's not naive enough to know. He's smart enough to know that some secrets are best kept secret.
Well, it bit him in the ass when he let this secret go.
Yeah, which we'll get to that. Turns out along the way, Red told Navabi, do not let that German thing leak. Do not let it leak. They let it leak. It was almost disastrous in that there was a big terrorist attack happening and the Germans had intel they wouldn't share.
Because they were pissed.
Red had to, then that's when we see our girl, Pennebaker, who comes in with all of her southern swag. And
she's so good.
She's so good. And lets her know in one scene that, one very cool scene that we need Red or any help we can get, which is a cool scene because it lets us back in. We all feel, we often wonder what we talked openly about. How is Red going to be hanging around the FBI? He's kind of known, either the government doesn't want him, they're hunting him, they need him. And this is a thing of they know, we know Red's out there, we know you talk to him, get some info for us. So now he is the U.S. government has actually used Red, so he's really just some sort of disavowed agent at this point. So that kind of, so I don't know, it kind of in that one little moment, it kind of lets Red operate, not with complete autonomy and impunity, but lets him operate within the system, and it lets him know that the government is not after Red, and that Red is still floating around and can do what he does. Does that make sense? I think that's kind of cool. And Pennebaker seems to be call Red and whatever. I like that.
Do what you got to do.
So Red thwarted a terrorist attack, got a favor, got the information about whatever information which that he has, which we don't know about, which we'll talk about shortly.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
The Rose and Justin, the brother and sister, the caretaker's daughter. Mm-hmm. Why? Why did they? What purpose did that serve to release all these very serious and severe secrets?
It was this is the part I don't quite get, and if you can help us out, anyone.
Yeah, what did it serve to them?
Sylvia, Nikki, anyone help us out. Why? Because
why?
It was so she could be free. Like he did it so she can be freed from her, or maybe it was a blackmail. He said, "Do this." Or either let her free, or I'll do these things. But then
no, it was like, if you don't release number 1876 by midnight, I'm gonna kill her.
Right. Was it to eventually fake kill her so she's free? Like, it seems like an elaborate ruse to be able to run away.
After he released the first one, which had to do with the Chinese official who was assassinated, then they went on to the next one, which was the German airline and the German government contract.
Yeah.
Why?
And then,
to what end?
And
why
how do they keep?
Did they think they were doing good?
And how do they keep? Yeah, was this like another
when was it going to end?
Edward
How far
Snowden
was it
thing
going to go?
of just releasing the secrets?
Yeah.
And at what point do they? It's just a lot of closed circuit feeds of the daughter screaming
just run away
with pliers.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, help us out on that.
Yeah, well, people don't know. I mean, Nikki doesn't know. I don't know. So that's so please write in. I don't quite understand that. Maybe we missed something.
I mean, maybe we missed something. It was still a cool storyline. I really enjoyed this episode.
I enjoyed the episode immensely.
Just wondering why. To what end?
To what
purpose?
Let's move on to Tom. So Lizzie comes back, and they're back in some very domestic environment. Tom is there making breakfast, even with his bum arm and whatever he's doing, and Lizzie seems to be happy, and I can hear the Dawson's Creek theme in the background. And Lizzie gets down. Lizzie gets down on one knee and accepts his proposal, which I'm trying to see. I'm sure you loved, because that's how. Nothing more romantic than that. I'm sure you were just, your heart was aflutter. Anyway, so
I got nothing.
Anyway, so that happened. And all seems well, and which again, I'm with my girl Jodie Walker from EW. Like, she's so quick. I mean, I know she's in love, and I know she's searching for love, and blah blah blookie.
But all the same, Tom instantly, after he accepts her marriage acceptance, whatever you want to call it, then he just turns around and lies at her again. Lies to her face.
Dude's at the door. He's like, "Oh, I got this, babe. Don't worry about it."
Lies.
You got the gun.
Yeah.
you got the drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, glug 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 glug. Percocet, yum, Glock. Like, I'm like, and that's I don't know. Tom's not so.
Except his old tricks. I know that he was trying to make peace, yada yada, but still lying to her face.
So we're paying. Okay, wait. So I want to talk about the Gina issue first, and then we'll go. And
let me just say, he could have also just said to Liz, "I'm going to make peace and get out of this once and for all.
Yeah.
I'll be back tonight."
He could have also said to Liz, "That's my guy. He's got a Glock for me, and he's some Percocet. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm sorry, babe. Here it is, and I got the gun." He could have said that.
He could have.
Oh, by the way, I got to, the mess of them. You know that I was a crazy teenage sociopath, super spy ring guy. And you know that I was a secret spy. I got some shit to clear up before we can live happy together.
So we can have a.
Oh, by the way, you
remember
remember how I tried to do that $1 million jewel heist last week? Well, I've got some mess, and I tried to get killed.
I gotta close.
I gotta close a few loops.
Yeah.
You understand?
You get it. And knowing Lizzie, she probably would have been like, "Okay, Tom.
Okay, don't tell Red." Anyway, so he decides to not tell her. He goes to Gina. And I love that Gina.
I love that Gina.
And not because she's hot, but she's cool.
I love her because she's hot and she's cool.
Yeah, like a McDLT. You know what that is? Never mind. That's a Google McDLT. It's an old McDonald. Anyway. All right. So she's hot. She's hot and she's cool. And they have that scene, and then
put that in my ledger so I don't forget.
McDLT. They have that kind of cool Mr. and Mrs. Smith scene where she does the move with a towel, and they have the little tussle, and and she's like, "Let me just get dressed first," and all that whole thing.
Isn't he gonna miss that?
Yeah.
I mean, this is Tom we're talking about. Somebody he could get down dirty with.
You don't know what Lizzie's got going on in the bedroom?
Magic vagina. That's what.
You don't know. Maybe Lizzie's got some. You don't know what Lizzie's got going on. Anywho,
very nice.
Tom has multiple opportunities to take Gina out, and this is like, don't make me do this. He does the gun cock a couple of times, and she says she'll try. I don't believe her, by the way.
Did he propose to her in Budapest? Is that what she insinuated when she said I should have said yes in Budapest?
I don't know. I think it's just one of those.
I don't know.
Maybe it's one of us for us to like think about. I don't know. So there's that, and I don't know. So she says that she's not gonna leave him alone, and
I speech of I'm tired of hurting people. I want to pull people up.
I did like that scene, though. I did like the scene.
I did too.
So Tom is he's trying to get together.
The only way he knows how.
But what's bothering me is Red keeps insisting that Tom's not who he says he is, and Tom's bad, and Tom's this. And the question I have for you is, do we know all there is to know about Tom? And are we seeing his reckless actions? Because if what we're seeing is all Red's talking about, that may be enough. I mean, the guy is pretty reckless. He tried a jewel heist last week. He's lying to her about the gun and the drugs. He's off tussling with Zenatacos. I mean, like...
He also knows more about Red than he's letting on.
I mean, he's pretty reckless, and he's not telling the truth. So is that what Red's talking about? Is that what Red's talking about, or is there more? Do you think there's more?
I think there's more. I mean, he knows secrets that he doesn't want out.
Right.
Which I'm shocked at this point Tom hasn't just told her.
Right.
If he's trying to, and she hasn't point blank asked.
Yeah. Like, why is Red so pissed at you?
Yeah.
Why does Red hate you so much?
What do you know about Red? You told me that I don't know everything there is to know about Red. You told me that he's lying to me. So tell me what you know.
Hey guys, I've been through a lot. I love you both. Red, you've done nothing but save me. I know why I always get mad at you. You're like a father to me. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Tom, I love you. We're in a lot of shit. What's going on, guys? Let's talk it out. Why do you hate each other?
Talk it out, guys.
Not that hard.
No.
One glass, one bottle of Merlot. Anyway. All right. So there's that. So I'm very interested to see what this means, because as Brian pointed out online, we have the red wedding coming up. The double meaning of the red wedding, and triple meaning if you count Game of Thrones.
Well, that's the first one I count as Game of Thrones. That's the first one I go to.
Red Reddington, Game of Thrones, and da-da-da. But, so yeah, who knows what that means? And maybe I'm right.
You might be right.
Maybe Tom's not going to make it.
He just might not. I
mean, they who knows what's going to happen in April? But so.
Well, Gina makes a call.
And also it's an actual wedding. So, I mean, are Tom and Lizzie going to get married? And that's pretty quick, by the way. That's pretty quick.
They wanted to get married before a little spy baby pops out.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So okay. So Tom reckless.
Tom reckless.
Yes, but is Tom bad?
Don't know. I think he's trying to be good.
Okay.
But I don't think he knows how to do that through the proper channels.
Right.
He only knows one way.
Right. Okay. That's true, Todd. If they cleared up all that confusion in one room, the show would be over.
Show.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true. But it's just
it just seems so obvious.
Yeah. Ted or TDCR. Online. So the last thing we talk about, because we have a short show today, unfortunately, guys, I'm so sorry. But I want to get into the big secret. So Lizzie has Lizzie has the
Wait, first, we're going to finish off with Tom and
Gina
real fast. She makes that call, I presume, to the major.
Oh, yes.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I think is going to start this whole red wedding.
That's right. She makes a call. That's
and
very
says
important.
He came to me just like you said he would.
Yeah.
So is it the major? Is it Red? Who is it? Who does she call? That's a big point that we can't.
Maybe is there some weird thing where the red? That could be maybe something where the major and the red are in cahoots.
Maybe it's the same person.
Oh, maybe not.
No,
we've seen the major.
He's not the major. Yeah, okay,
that's just one of those like
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
I would have gotten away with it.
Or Mission Impossible. One of those.
Okay, so yeah, that's where we leave it.
I'm very interested to find out what's going to happen with all that. I'm dying to know to either close that loop or to get more mysteries out of that or whatever it's going to be. So Cooper, who seems to be sort of the priest to everyone, to everyone. Well, before that, I want to just touch on the Navabi, the Navabi wrestler Aram triangle thing. They had the one exchange where they were going to they're going to go take care of the bomb and do their thing, and we had our obligatory. Still a pretty cool scene, although we've seen it 1 bajillion times. The bomb! We have to defuse the bomb! The red wire, the blue wire! The red wire, the blue wire! Which one do I cut? Anyway, but I thought they did a nice take on it.
It was fun.
Because it was just like, here it is. I have the plans. I'm going to tell you what to do. But first, you have to apologize. I thought the exchange between Navabi and Wrestler was very funny, except for when he called her a bee.
Yeah.
Which was probably unnecessary. What's the line? It seems like being a bitch comes natural to you.
Yeah, that's it.
And then Ram's like, I'm here. I heard everything.
Apologize to Navabi.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you.
Yes, exactly. So this is
Cute.
sweet. He's
Cute
just
apology
cute.
bomb.
It was sweet. We're all rooting for it and asking about it, and we hope it's inevitable. But what's going to happen when Navabi and Ram get together?
I don't know.
I mean, Ram with his bicycle helmet and his bike, and Navabi is a hardened, super international agent. I don't know. I hope it's sweet. Or maybe me and Aram will give Navabi the family and the baby that she's always longing for.
Maybe.
She really just wants a sweet guy and a baby.
She does.
She's just, she's mushy on the inside, tough on the outside.
Tough on the outside.
Wrestler's the reverse.
Yes.
Yeah, or I don't know what that means. Anyway.
All right, let's get to because we're running out of time.
Oh yeah, we're running out of time. Damn it. Let's get to the
big secret.
Big secret. So Lizzie pays a visit to
Anton Velov.
Yes, and Anton says he cannot help her. Sorry. That's right, we met. I'm sorry, but can you give this letter to my daughter? And that's that, my estranged daughter. You're in the FBI, you know what to do. And Lizzie, like a very good ex-FBI agent, bing bong, special delivery. Your dad says you wanted this. And then she says, actually, it's for you.
Kind of saw that coming.
Right. Of course, you saw it coming.
I did, actually.
I actually didn't see that coming.
You didn't?
But once she opened the door, I'm like, oh.
I was just shocked that the nurse didn't catch on. If he's talking to his daughter every single day, like the daughter says, then she should know that he's not estranged from his daughter.
Right.
And please give this letter to my daughter. Like the nurse should know she's working for Red. Red was duped.
Right.
Red and the nurse was duped, and that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. It's like no information, just a thing. So.
But nice device. I enjoyed it anyway.
Right, nice device. And it didn't matter because she found out and came to Red with the information, and is very pissed at Red. But yeah, I'm not gonna. Okay, whatever. So she's mad at Red, and I'm not gonna get into it. So the whole thing. So what the hell? So obviously, Katerina is out there alive, out there looking for her daughter, out there looking for Lizzie. There seems to be, and she's really presumably pissed at Red and wants Red dead. Or thinks Red may be dead, given the painting that Banksy painted last week.
Yeah.
So Red doesn't want Katerina, or doesn't want to see Katerina because Katerina clearly wants him dead. Red doesn't want Katerina and Lizzie to meet each other because the secret will be exposed, whatever the secret is. Katerina's out there. Presumably Red is trying to get to Katerina before Lizzie does, or vice versa. And the one piece of evidence that he was going to give to Lizzie to clear the things up that's eating at Dembe like crazy, she went to the caretaker and burned it. Got rid of it.
Why?
Will we know what that is? So the questions are, what the hell was in the envelope?
What the hell?
And I'm with you, Brian. Reddington has been actively destroying links to Lizzie and her mother. To what end? So I don't know. What is this? What's happening?
I have no idea. He obviously doesn't want Katerina to get to Lizzie. That seems to be the number one issue. That's what it seems to me, right?
Right.
He does not want those two to be united. Don't know why.
Fantasy Stats
Katerina
Guru.
a bad egg?
Fantasy Stats Guru had a good prediction. I'm sorry. I'm back. Yes, I don't know. Who knows? But in the Red Wedding, the baby's going to die too, like in Game of Thrones. Oh shit. Fantasy Stats Guru. That's a good prediction. And also, I saw something here that I wanted to say. Someone said that Navabi should apologize to Wrestler for calling him an idiot. Okay, I'll take that. That's fair. Sure. Anyway, so yeah. VF Church Musician says, or the nurse was duping Red. If he does ask her, maybe
the nurse is working for Katerina? Oh, okay.
I like all this stuff.
I do like this stuff.
Anyway, so I have no idea.
I don't know what's in the envelope. I don't know if Katerina is just like bad to the bone and he doesn't want Lizzie to know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's all very interesting. I think that I think that I forget what I was going to say, but I've totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, but I want to go back to Cooper. I want to just say really briefly, Cooper is this sort of like almost this confidant, this priest. He has that nice talk with Lizzie, kind of telling what she should or shouldn't be doing. He seems to be unhappy about Tom. Oh, that's good. You and Tom. Tom's my buddy. Oh, you kids get married, you crazy kids.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's the one
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
He has that conversation with Red where it seems they have this uneasy alliance, and he gives him the thing, and then Red gives him the advice of go back to Charlene, give Charlene a chance, and then Cooper does that sort of creeper move, kind of goes by and almost does it, and then thinking about it. You know, I still think Charlene's not going to make it. I'm still on that train, but we'll still find out. Yeah. So a lot to look forward to. Yeah. We're doing a nice little break here. We're setting up a lot for I just
want to know on the spectrum of what is forgivable and what isn't forgivable.
Yeah.
It seems pretty fluid to me, just like the Blacklist itself.
Yeah.
The list of black.
Exactly. We are out of time. We don't have time for predictions, but thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, guys.
Thank you all who are in the chat room right now, watching us live. Thanks for listening to us and downloading us. Where can the people find you?
Twitter, Instagram with my name, Julia Cearley, JuliaCearley. Please follow me.
And I'm Joe Braswell. You can find me at Joe K. Braswell on Twitter and Instagram. Joe Flippo's at Joe Flippo on Instagram. And what is he on Twitter? And at JosephSamFlippo.com is his website.
It's Joe Flippo on Twitter.
Folks, we will see you back here in April. April 7th.
Gonna miss you guys.
April 8th probably for us. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.